first public comment. It's only going to be on what's on the agenda tonight, since this is the fourth meeting of the month. So if anybody has any comments about anything on the agenda.
We don't have any copy of the agenda, so I don't know what's on there. We need a copy of it.
Yeah, I'll give you a copy. 1 second.
You're only supplying 2 copies of the agenda. You have to supply it to everyone. Doesn't matter. You have to supply it to the residents and whoever's in attendance, because they have to have an opportunity to comment. Violation of Sunshine Act.
You're out of order.
Violation.
Anybody have anything on the agenda items?
I'd like to see a copy of the agenda.
Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead. Take it. We're just going to comment on the agenda items.
We have to have the agendas. Everyone should have a copy of the agenda.
Right.
I gave them all away.
Okay, this is like the 4th agenda.
We're not, you know what, let them kill their own.
You must supply a copy of the agenda.
We don't have to give everybody a copy of the agenda. We need to bring a reasonable number of copies, and that's it. There's no way for us to know how many people are going to attend the meeting. So how many?
2 copies. I do. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. You only do one thing at a time on the agenda? That's how you're going to do it this time?
Look, this is the 4th meeting of the month here, okay? I'm trying to take care of the borough business. If you have any comment on the agenda right now, make the comment on the agenda, and if you have any complaints, you complain at the end of the meeting, okay?
But as we go along, do we do it or no?
You gotta
comment on what's on the agenda.
Well, the minutes are incorrect, I can tell you that.
All right.
First of all, there's no 554 trivet place, so that makes the minutes incorrect.
Okay.
There's other things on the minutes that are incorrect too. And I have a question on the security system, because there was 3 bids and Colwyn took the highest bid. Usually you take the middle bid, not the lowest, but the highest. I think we all need to, if we're trying to save money, we need to figure out why.
It's not the
You took the highest bid.
It's not the highest bid. It's the middle bid.
And to do with the police car, I think that's on there. I don't know why you need a computer company to come in right now.
Because our computers aren't working, and the state had 47 people from the state needs to think that's something that we have to do. And right now, we've been spending our money properly and we can afford it.
Well, put it this way, if you didn't pay as much for the borough manager as we are, or the state is, wait a minute, whatever you want to call him, okay, Mr. O'Rourke, you don't pay as much for him, you could go buy a police car and a half. He's making $96,000 a year. Now, I don't know if you want to say it's from us or from the state, but it's one way or the other. Either way, it's still your tax dollars, no matter how you look at it. That's a lot of money for 2 days a week. Approximately, he anyways works 2 days a week. At 8 hours, he makes between $8,200 and $9,200 a month. I think we need to tell him to go buy one.
You're out of order because you're not commenting on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that saves money. Why would you spend more money?
Anybody next? Oh, you're not going to be recognized. You're not being recognized. You're not being recognized. You're out of order.
I have a comment on the agenda.
You don't have a comment on the agenda. You're not being recognized. It's a Colwyn Borough Council meeting. You live in Derby.
Doesn't
You're out
matter.
of order.
You, past precedent, you have allowed people from other communities. I am a taxpayer and I am funding this debacle of a government.
Paula, let me tell you something. We're paying an extra $25,000 a year because you didn't pay the MOMs last year.
It's called MMO, it's not
It's
MOM.
called, you didn't pay it.
MMO, and I was under a direct order by the Act 4017 not to pay any
because
I have a comment on the agenda.
It's the option of the chair to recognize people to speak.
But we are still taxpayers,
Okay.
even
You're-
the ones who don't live here are taxpayers. You
I wanna
pay,
move
you
on to the
spoke.
next-
You're
we don't give a-
purchasing computers that are not needed.
option of the chair to recognize someone.
Miss Brown isn't a resident of Colwyn.
No, but she's a resident of a neighboring borough, and state money is.
It's the same zip code.
No, she's from
That's
Pennsylvania.
in the book.
And what's Lesher afraid of? What are you so afraid of?
Where does she
Why don't
pay
you let her
taxes?
speak?
Where does she pay taxes at?
Colwyn Borough.
Let her speak.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Let's go.
Let's
Well,
go.
we're moving on the agenda items.
Every weekday.
I paid 2015 taxes and 2014
I need a
taxes.
motion to approve the minutes of the council meeting of August.
Excuse me, Mr. President
Oh, roll
Lesher,
call.
have you, yeah, roll call first. President Lesher,
President.
Vice President Williams,
Here.
Mr. Muser, Mrs. Kamara, Mrs. Vanauken, Mr. Brundage,
Present.
Mayor Blue, Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. McBlain.
I'm filling in for John, Jacqueline Doffy.
Okay. Angela Smith. And me. I'm here.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of council meeting August 13, 2015.
I'll second that motion with the corrections made that Mrs. Muser had mentioned about the address not being Colwyn. What address was that, Mrs. Muser?
554 Trivet.
554 Trivet, that could be corrected to whatever the correct address is.
Call for a vote?
Yeah, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
No.
Roll call.
Okay, roll call.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Muser. No, sir. Mrs. Kamara.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Brundage.
No.
Mrs. Van Auken.
Yes.
President Lesher.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. I need a motion to authorize the lease purchase of 2
There's
police
another set of
vehicles.
minutes.
Okay,
Motion to
okay, all right,
approve
let's
the
take a
minutes
minute.
of
Yes,
special
at the top.
council meeting.
I know, I want to get to the police cars real quick.
Motion to approve the, I make the motion to approve the minutes of special council meeting on August 27, 2015.
I second that motion.
Roll call.
Roll call vote. Yeah.
Vice President Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Muser.
I believe no, because I wasn't at that meeting.
Mrs. Kamara.
In here.
Should not have been, she said.
But you can
Mr.
still
Muser,
vote
you
on
were
it.
at that meeting. That was a special meeting on the floodplain.
Matt, you can still vote.
Was that a no call?
No, he voted yes.
That is a yes, sir.
Mr. Brundage.
No.
Mrs. Van Auken.
Yes.
President Lesher.
Yes.
The motion passes. Next is a motion to authorize lease purchase of police vehicles.
And what you gotta realize is, I'd like to buy the police a helicopter, but we can't afford it.
Oh, my God.
Can I make a motion to lease purchase 2 police vehicles for the police department for the use of the police officers only, the patrolling officers only? I brought that motion up at the last meeting.
I second it.
Is there a number of vehicles that are?
2, I said 2.
Two.
One sedan and one SUV.
Okay.
Motion to table.
Okay, we'll vote on the table first.
Is there a second? Is there a second on the table?
You need a second?
You got a second?
No, he's tabling, I'm saying, was there a second
I
for the
didn't hear,
table?
your second to table?
I don't care. Second it.
Okay.
I don't care.
I have an alternate motion for the police cars.
You have to vote on the motion to table.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Can you notice?
He did second that part. Didn't Paul second it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll call for the table.
Vice President Williams,
No.
Mr. Muser,
Yes, sir.
President Lesher,
No.
Mr. Brundage,
Yes.
Mrs. Vanauken,
No.
Mrs. Kamara.
No.
No. Motion fails.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah, you want to have discussion
I
on
didn't
the
hear
first
what they said.
motion? I have some information to give you that was left out of your packets.
Yeah, well, I got it last month, I know that.
Okay, yeah, you did. Everybody got it last month, but it was left out of this packet.
Can I bring up something on that motion that I made? The reason I motioned for 2 vehicles is because going out buying 4 vehicles at the same time is not a good idea. You should stagger them. So I think we should get 2 this year and possibly 2 next year. That's why I made that motion. Excuse me? Motion for 2.
Well, we're going to vote on the 2. We're going to vote on 2.
No SUVs. We don't need SUVs. We don't have that kind of stuff here we need SUVs for.
No good in the snow.
My
the cars.
discussion.
You know what, Jesse, before you moved to this borough, they had only cars and they made up this whole fine.
My discussion on the vehicles are, this is what the state
And I agree with the state.
recommended us to get, purchase 1
I'd like to see that in
SUV
writing.
and 1 sedan.
I'd like to see that in writing.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I'm not really saying nothing about the 2 vehicles. Of course, you need them.
Okay.
My main concern is the snow we're gonna have. All we get is 1 SUV.
Yeah, that ought to be good enough because we have a great plow system here. We do plow the streets and 1 SUV in a 4-block town should be sufficient enough to get where it needs to get, especially if you take the number of calls. But what we're doing is we're experimenting. We're going to do gas mileage, and maybe we do want to have a car. And we're doing something since we made the cuts, the financial cuts, and we can do 2 cars without, hurting the budget. Considering we didn't pay the MOMs, and we probably could did 3 cars, but the last borough manager didn't pay the monthly bill.
I object to that.
$25,000 more a year.
That's
on
not
the
true.
MOMs, and that's on this, then we would have.
It's MMO.
Listened to council and paid the bills. Okay, and that's one reason why we're stuck and not getting the SUVs.
Can't run a vehicle 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
They don't run
No, you
24 hours
can't.
a
Yes,
day.
they do if you only buy 2. You have 2 officers on duty.
I need a roll call,
There's
for
a
the 2
mistake on
vehicles.
this with the police cars. There's a mistake.
What is the financing option that you want to select?
I would like, since we're doing only 2 cars, I would like to do 3 years, because we can afford that, if we only buy 2 cars.
Can you amend your motion?
It does take 3, I'm sorry, it does take 3 years.
Okay, that's the one you want to do.
That's the one I do. Should I state it again just to
That's
clarify?
okay, just so we know.
You want me to state it again to clarify? Okay. I'd like to make the motion to authorize the lease of 2 vehicles, 1 SUV police interceptor, 1 police sedan from New Holland Auto Group in accordance with the pricing of CoStar program, including police equipment on 3-year lease. And as I stated before, for the police that are patrolling the streets only. Use.
Okay,
Questions on the motion?
questions on the vote, we just had the questions on
We
the
just had a
vote?
second, we had a
I have a question.
If I have a question.
ahead.
First of all, could we finance a 3rd one through a loan through the state?
We are already, Paul, we will get a
Basically, we're
3rd car in
replacing
6
all,
months.
basically, we're,
We will get another car in 6 months to a year, but we have to, Colwyn's on a triage.
You gotta get something now.
We're getting something now, and there should be an argument about us getting police vehicles right now that
Right now.
we can afford, okay? Now, if you want to talk about getting more, or even buying a helicopter, I love to buy a helicopter, but we can't afford it. Well, that's what you're telling me. You're telling us to do things we can't
first
afford.
of all, you're replacing.
You have no idea what you can
all 3
afford.
cars, right? Just about, virtually, which is 4 cars. And you're gonna replace it with 2.
Well, we're still going to have a
Listen,
couple
let me
more
speak, I
cars.
got the floor, right? You're replacing it with 2, so you go from 4 to 2. So you're not gonna stagnate them because they'll be on the go all the time.
We're gonna go over what we have.
First of all, you shouldn't lease cars, you should buy them.
No, we
We
lease
should
them.
be buying
We're
for
going
the
for $1
state.
after leasing them for 3 years for $1.
Because
we
you're
get to
You're
keep them.
leasing them from the state.
You're not, you're leasing them from New Holland.
And after 3 years, we get to, on this program, we get to buy them for $1.
Yeah, they can have free
So
wheels
it's
by
so
then,
much
Fred.
cheaper.
Okay.
Don't talk.
Yeah.
Burn out.
Yeah,
You
well,
don't change the oil on them.
okay.
I have an objection before vote, and I'm allowed to object if there's an error.
Yes.
There's an error.
Mr. Muser,
No, 3 cars only.
President Lesher,
Yes.
I have,
Mrs.
I have an
Vanauken.
You're out of
objection.
order. You're out of order,
It's
Mr.
been
Muser.
long said, if there's an error, I take an objection before a vote. Before a vote. It specifically states you have to do it before a vote.
Fred, down.
No.
telling her how to
There's a
vote.
mistake here.
What's the mistake, Ruth?
You don't have any words to lease. They're not gonna lease them after that. There's something there that says it in the contract.
Lease purchase.
No question.
Lease
Purchase,
purchase.
not 1 year after 3 years.
and then.
What you talking about? Go ahead.
I'm gonna be on record that he's telling her how to vote. I heard him tell her how to vote.
Excuse
He
me.
said, vote yes, vote yes.
Excuse me.
Well, what, we don't got no votes or
I'm gonna be on the record.
We don't have no votes.
Later,
Wait a minute. Am I accused of telling her how to vote?
I'm just telling you that I heard him,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
and I'll let the state know also.
Okay, you let the state know. When we're getting 2 police
Go ahead,
cars,
I'm gonna let them know, I'll let the state
go
know.
ahead. You do what you want to do.
Mrs. Kamara voted yes, the motion passes.
Okay.
Burn them out.
Okay, motion to approve.
Yeah, what I
Excuse me,
explained to Mr. Kamara was that what I got from the Act 4017 was that their recommendation was that we get 2 cars now. Next year, we get another car, and after that, get another car, and then you're on a capital replacement plan. That the Act 47 recovery plan will include a capital replacement plan. And that's all I explained.
And then she
to Mr.
voted
Kamara.
yes on her own.
Okay.
And before that, Mr. Lesher said, vote yes, vote yes.
He
I
talked
heard.
to her in the
I'm not talking
You're out of order,
I'm talking about him.
Mr. Brundage, you're out of order. You're a council
You're out of
person.
order.
Y'all can't get nothing done by sitting at home.
No, he's out of order.
You're
We're getting things done now.
You're not running the meeting.
Accounts payable,
I
motion.
make a motion to approve accounts payable.
I second that motion. We've held on these votes a long time.
Roll call vote.
Vice President Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Brundage,
Yeah.